So today I thought it would be a really good idea to follow up on. I thought it was what we spoke about on Friday, but I think it was actually Thursday, where I was talking about permission and giving ourselves permission to do whatever feels right for us, even if that's nothing. So I thought we could follow up on that today with a focus of intention. So I see Vivian's joined me. Hi Vivian, great to have you here. So when I was talking about permission, and I've seen more of this since I did that live, and I've seen different posts, and somebody who I really respect in the work world, in my line of work, I really respect what they were saying when they said something like, if you come out the other end of this coronavirus situation and you haven't learned a new skill and you haven't increased your profitability and blah, 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 then you don't have a time issue, you have a mentality or a discipline issue. And so I kind of read that, and I really get where they were coming from, because in the kind of work that they do and the way that they support people with their businesses, that that's about productivity, it's about using your time effectively, and I get all of that. I absolutely get it. But it really does come back to what I said in last week's live stream, that so what if you haven't learned how to speak Japanese? So what if you haven't done an online degree because you've got 4 weeks where you can cram all your studying? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I think, and I know the person that posted it from the perspective of their business and what they do in their business to help other people with their businesses. But actually, we're all in really, really different situations. And for some people just struggling to get through the day. Some people didn't have enough coming in the first place to feed their families, to pay all their bills, and we're already juggling the monetary stuff. And if they're in the position where they're being supported by the government's initiative, then they're being supported at 80%. And let's be clear, that's better than nothing. It could be nothing. But if you're juggling on 80%, if you're juggling your bills on 80% when you could barely juggle on 100% of your income, then people are in different places. So I'm really coming back to this permission piece again, because there's a lot out there, and I'm trying really hard. I don't follow the Facebook stuff really at all, just occasionally something will pop up. And I suppose what I'm saying in a slightly clumsy way is, whatever your position is, don't judge it, and don't allow others to judge it as well. And my husband and I actually had this conversation this morning, because we were talking about just different people's approaches to it, and he and I have a very different approach to dealing with this, as I've shared on previous live streams. So we have a very different approach to it, but we both understand and get each other's approach. So what I'm saying is, if you're struggling and for whatever reason, whether you're in fear, whether that's to do with the viruses, whether it's to do with income, don't judge yourself, and don't allow yourself to be judged by others either. So it's easy for me even. So it's easy for me to come in and say, stay out of the fear, don't go there, and let's keep high beat and keep our vibration high. That's, on one hand, that's easy for me to say because it's my belief system. So that's absolutely my belief system. So that's where I'm going. I'm going straight to my belief system. So that's what supports me through it. So it's going to be easier for somebody like me to say that than somebody that's never done anything to raise a vibration before. So I'm just really wanting to say to everybody, following on from, I think it was Thursday last week when we talked about permission, then today is about absolutely giving yourself permission to do something productive, to learn a new skill, to get creative, but equally give yourself permission to do nothing if that's what feels right for you. And so this is what brings me to today's post, which or live stream, which is really about intention. So I think what's really important in anything that we do, it's about our intention. Our intention drives everything. And if you've followed my work for a while, or if you've worked with me, my Create Your Dream Life program is all about intention. Anything on the Medicine Wheel Wisdom, it's about creating that intention before you go on and do the practices. Even the animal communication work that I teach, it's about setting your intention for having your consultation. Because there's that expression, and I can't remember who coined it. I think it was maybe Wayne Dyer, but I'm not sure. I think it was maybe Wayne Dyer that coined the expression, where attention goes, energy flows. Now, if anybody wants me to do a little bit more on the energetic side of this, I'm happy to do it. It's my stuff, it's what I do. And the chakra balancing course, it's one of the courses that I forgot to mention. Again, that's all about intention, using your affirmations to do the healing work in our chakra. So everything's about intention. Everything that I do, everything that I teach, everything that I apply for myself, with my clients, with my students, and that awareness around how energy works, how energy moves. Once we have more awareness of that, then we can start to work with it to our benefit, and we can work with it as opposed to working against it, because the energy flow is always there, always, and it's always flowing. And when we learn how to flow with it, then we're flowing in alignment, and we're moving together, and that feels more harmonious than if you're hitting against it and your flows are kind of going in opposite directions. So if you want to know more about energy work, then let me know. I know I did cover this on whatever day it was last week. It might even have been the week before, where I did a Facebook Live, and Facebook took the video down, said it was contravening something, and I had touched on there about energy. So if anybody wants to know a little bit more about that, let me know, because it is really crucial to understanding how to set your intention and how to align with your intention, so you can actually bring into being what you desire to have. So all that I really want to bring your attention to is the idea of intention, and that everything that we do, we do it with intention. So if you're choosing to sit and watch a box set on Netflix, or a DVD box set, and you want to do that drinking wine and eating crisps, go ahead and do that. If your intention is to chill out and just have some real kind of wind down time by yourself, or with your family, your loved ones, then set that intention that's what you're doing, and then that helps you take the guilt away. So I'm just digressing here, because I'm remembering a friend who said to me, I think it was last week, that they think they've eaten and drunk their body weight in wine and crisps. So I was just smiling as I was remembering that, as I gave that as an example. But if that's what you want to do, then give yourself permission to do that, and have that intention that you're just going to relax, chill out, and treat a Tuesday as if it was a Saturday night. So the other thing about intention as well is that the more mindful we become of the actions that we take and the decisions to take those actions, the more aligned we become with our outcomes. So if your outcome is to, and I'm just thinking right off the top of my head here, so in this particular situation, if your outcome is to feel more relaxed and more calm with all the uncertainty that's going on just now, if that's your intention, then you're going to start taking actions that are lined up with that intention. So that might be doing some relaxation work, it might be listening to something that lifts your mood, it might be listening to somebody that does positive talks around feeling good, it might be some tapping. If you do tapping, there's free tapping online if you want to try that. So whatever actions you're taking are then aligned with your intention. And the difference is, if you just get up in the day and you don't set an intention for your day, then you just kind of move through it. You might have things that you need to get done, but I always find that if I start my day with an absolute clear intention, and it's not my task list, because I've always got a task list at work, certainly, so I know that I've got a list with lots of tasks on it, but my intention isn't just to get through those tasks. My intention in that scenario would be to turn up as my most productive self. So when I come in with that intention, then that helps me get through all my different tasks. Is this making sense to people? Let me know if it's making sense. I'm just going to get my glasses that are way over there so that they miss the tsunami as my Yeah, cup just about, yeah, empty. I think I've got half an inch of water. Spilt it everywhere just as we went live. So we've got the lovely Vivian here, and Angela's here. Welcome, Angela. And Bernadette is here as well. Welcome. So let me know if that's making sense to you, because I think really being mindful and intentionful about what we're doing is really going to help us stay grounded, stay focused on whatever our particular focus is. So let me know if that's making sense to you, and also let me know if you want any further input around the energetics, because I'm more than happy to do that. So you can let me know how that's all sounding for you. And that's really all that I had to say. So I see Vivian's, it's making sense. Good stuff. Yeah, because I'm very aware that I usually have, I usually wake or I'm guided to something to talk about when I do my morning kind of ritual. But I just kind of come in and just say it. I don't give it an awful lot of thought. It comes, I just do it as naturally as possible. I'm aware that sometimes, because it hasn't been that focused thought and how to lay it out, that it might sometimes be a little bit all over the place. So yeah, so just to summarise then, my lovelies, following on from last week's live stream, give yourself permission to do what feels good, right and best for you, and give yourself permission to do that without judgment from yourself or judgment from other people. And if you are thinking negatively about yourself for not doing X, Y and Z, when you think that you should be doing X, Y and Z, then you know that you've got a little bit of work to do there around your own self-care and letting that judgment go. So that's sometimes hard to do, and I know that for me that's been one of my biggest challenges. But it's so important that if you're going to do something, that you give yourself full permission to do that. Otherwise you just end up taking that proverbial shitty stick and beating yourself over the back with it, and that's not helpful for anybody. So yeah, give yourself permission to do whatever you want to do, and give yourself permission to do that without judgment from yourself or from other people. And then set a clear intention, and that just really helps set up your day, set up your actions, whatever they might be, to help you get not just to the outcome of your intention, but it really helps you stay aligned to that. Okay, everybody, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you all here, same time, same place tomorrow. And if there's anything that you particularly want us to drill down on, give me a little shout, pop a comment up somewhere, and I will make sure to cover that for you. So until tomorrow,